tension's building. All around, you can feel it in the air. It's more than a feeling. A new reality everywhere. I look and see the signs of the times. Yeah, it's coming, but they're all in denial. Everything you know, it's all about the change. See the sky crack and it rains down flames. Oh man, they ain't ready for it. This is something that they can't ignore. Coming down like a meteor. This is more than a game. You better get ready. Shock the world. Shock the world. Shock the world.
All right, here we go. Game number 2. I got my man James back with us. And James, a great game number 1. It was the 5-12 matchup, but you couldn't tell. It was a 4-3 final. Pinnacle just finds a way to skim by Campo. They'll be moving on to Mullet for the quarterfinals. Before we get to this one, what were your takeaways from that game?
Pinnacle was playing a really fast game, right? That was kind of one of the things I was watching. Obviously, I wasn't on the broadcast, which shout out to Matthew Gahan. He did amazing that game. But Pinnacle was playing a very fast game, and the breakouts for Campo Verde were really methodical. They were playing a great game. Pinnacle just had the speed to be in the areas they needed to be, and they were getting the puck on net more often. I think they outshot them by almost 20 or 16, one of the two numbers, and ultimately it did show on the board when it came down to it. You win 4-3 in a game like that. It wasn't really what we were expecting, but we did think there was possibly an upset in that game.
Number 5, Pinnacle moves on. Now we look at number 6, Brophy. They take on number 11, Horizon. This Brophy team, we got to see them earlier in the year, a very defensive team just like Campo, and they have a really good goaltender in Max Milstein.
Yeah, we started the year with Brophy, and back then they were playing a Notre Dame prep team that was shorthanded, right? Obviously that's not really big now. Now it's about how they perform during the regular season. You bring in a new head coach in Don Maloney. You cut, the deficit of where you were in the standings in half. You go from 12 to 6. You have a fantastic goaltender. One of the ones we think might be top in the state in Milstein, and it really does show in his experience on the ice and the way that they play around him. Their forward core is really great. Mac Frakes has been amazing this season, like we talk about a lot. So obviously they're doing something right with all that talent to be in this position, ranked 6th as opposed to lower down than that like they were last season.
All right, for Horizon, it is their senior night, so let's make sure to mention all of them. They got a lot of them this year as well. We've usually seen 7 or 8. They got 10 seniors, and we got to mention them. So it all starts with Yehuda Freeman. He's number 4. Spencer Barnes, number 6. Number 9, Alex Felipe. Number 10, Ian Anderson. Number 11, Jacob Avidia. Number 25, Michael Gruntler. Number 27, Nicholas Maffeo. Number 31, Roy Moen. Number 43, Alexander York. Number 71, Michael Sen. And number 93, Finn Halley. The seniors, all 10 of them for Horizon. Check that number, 11 seniors for Horizon this year. So a very old team. Could be possibly their last game. That's what happens in elimination games. Brophy's in their whites, Horizon's in their greens. They stand on the left. You're going to see a goaltender in Roy Moen, most likely in it for Horizon, and for Brophy it's Max Milstein. So let's start with Milstein, the junior goaltender, 4-1-4 on the year with a .940 save percentage, otherworldly, and a .178 goals against. His last start was all the way back on December 3rd. He went 24 for 26 against DV in a 3-1 loss. And he's only given up 3 goals or more just 2 times this year out of 10 starts.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talk about again. At the top of the year, we talked to head coach Don Maloney, and he said that that's easily one of the best goaltenders in the state in Milstein, and we saw it.
We did. Horizon announcing their seniors. We mentioned them earlier. All 10 seniors in possibly their last game. They're going to give it all they can give. And they've had a year as a 14-13-3 team. You wipe that regular season away because it doesn't matter when you drop the puck right here against the Brophy Broncos.
And we really saw that take effect in the last game between Pinnacle and Campo. Campo didn't really have the greatest regular season, but they played like they were a top team playing against Pinnacle, who we know is a top team perennially.
York is being talked about. We talked about Gruntler, Barnes, Friedman, Felipe, Anderson, Avidia, Gruntler, Maffeo, Moen, Halley, and Sen, all seniors for Horizon. And Brophy, you talk about older team for Horizon, this is a very young Brophy team. And they have a lot of young freshmen who actually make a lot of big impact on this team. It all starts with Jack Borkup at the top, Harrison Armstrong as well, Spencer Leach, Lagutin back on D. You have a lot of freshmen making impacts for this Brophy team. You also have a few seniors at that as well. Wilson Bryant, one of them, Cooper Flynn, Curry Wilga, just to name a few, along with Connor Rastis. And Rastis is one of their big D-men. They won't have him tonight. Unsportsmanlike conduct last night against Centennial. He cannot play tonight. So Brophy playing with a D down, Horizon in the green, Brophy in the white, number 6, number 11, and 45 minutes to decide who's going to Mullet Arena next week. We're ready to go. Hoffman carries for Horizon over the line, taken away by Flynn. Flynn gets it away to Frakes over the line. Frakes' shot goes above the head of Moen. Roy Moen had a very good game last time we saw him, which was against Brophy on October 15th. 22 saves on 26 shots, and it easily could have been more than 4 goals allowed in that game for Horizon. He kept them in it to the last minute. A 2-11-3 record for Moen, a 4.73 goals against, and an 8.72 save percentage. Spencer Milstein will start behind his brother Max, the defender and the goaltender. Spencer, the defender. Long pass looking for Frakes. It goes past him, and icing will be the call, as going back to touch up is Bell for the Huskies.
Man, what a way to kill the anticipation. 44 seconds in, and Dylan, there it is again. The dreaded, loved icing.
Campo used it to their advantage. Got a lot of good clears off the icings last game. Kept them in the game. Of course, in AHSHA, you can change on an icing other than in the NHL, as Milstein makes his first save of the night. And we mentioned how great Max Milstein is, but what is a goaltender without their defense? And the defense for this Brophy team has been there. They get Blake Burr back after they didn't have him last night against Centennial in a lopsided loss. Armstrong, we mentioned him, the freshman, Lagutin as well, along with Spencer Milstein, a D-core that is only getting better and better for this Broncos team. Looking to get it to Leach along the near side wall. Burr will try the other side. The junior gets it to the freshman Armstrong. Horizon keeps the zone. Maffeo looked to cut in front. Taken away by Armstrong. Brophy trying to exit the zone. They do with the help of Leach. The puck bouncing, and it's going to come right on Moen, so icing waved off. Armstrong will pick up the loose puck and just whip it on in. DiBiase applying the forecheck for Brophy. A few names and numbers to look out for. We mentioned Brophy. Mac Frakes is their star. He leads in almost every category. 22 points in just 13 games for Frakes. You got to mention their senior, 1 of 5, Cooper Flynn. A big body, stands right in front of the net, has a great shot, and is the captain of this Brophy team, number 18. For Horizon, Michael Gruntler has really got on the board a lot this year for Horizon, along with Nicholas Maffeo. It's going to be a great matchup. It's 6 versus 11, but a lot of teams are very even this year. Milstein shot saved by Moen, and he'll get the whistle.
Yeah, Milstein with a great break into the zone, and Dylan, that's kind of one of those things that we've talked about all season, is just how well knitted all these family teams are. And Spencer and Max are probably one of the more niche ones we have. You have the forwards together, the Kaplans on Notre Dame Prep, but to have a defenseman in your family that is in front of you in these games, in the case of Spencer and Max Milstein, has to be really helpful for them when it comes to communication and kind of figuring out how everything works all in one similar and constant unit.
Milstein has played all 20 games and now number 21 for Brophy this year. Goes wide. Now here is Cooper Flynn. Flynn, the senior, playing with Frakes and the freshman Bork. Flynn taken down, arm goes up from the official. Delayed call against Horizon. To the bench goes Milstein. A power play upcoming for Brophy if Horizon can touch up. Frakes goes down low, a puck deflected right back to him. Frakes' shot saved by Moen, and will get the penalty call. It's a tripping call, just about 3.5 into the first period. Let's see who they got. Flynn went down, and the perpetrator in this standpoint is going to be number 44, Alex Gross. He heads to the box. Brophy to the power play for the first time tonight. It'll be Bork in the circle, Flynn, Milstein, as well with Frakes, Burr at the back end. Burr is at the top, sets it up for the Broncos. A 2-minute power play for tripping. All the way across to Flynn. Flynn backdoor, and the Puck almost bounced off of Bell and in the back of the net. Almost an unlucky bounce for Horizon. They get the clear. Frakes will start it up in his own end. 3 play-in games already complete today, and this is the last one. Which team will punch their ticket to the quarterfinals? Bork couldn't deflect it in. Taken by Ian Anderson and cleared all the way down. 45 seconds already gone on the Brophy power play. Here comes Frakes. He leads the team in power play goals with 4. He dumps it on in and gets a change. The second unit coming on for the Broncos. Horizon doing a great job penalty killing. Another clear all the way down. Bryant turned it over. And Bell couldn't get it forward because he hit the official. And now we have an official down. Players taking a knee. We'll see exactly what happened. You always feel for the officials because they're playing, they're out there, and what exactly happened, James? Can we see anything on the replay?
Yeah, it looked like there was a dump-in attempt, and it unfortunately caught the ref either, can't tell if it was in the arm or in the chest. It might have been in the arm. He's kind of fell gingerly to the ice, and we're going to obviously hope he's all right. But, Dylan, that's one of the things we talked about earlier in the year. We had a couple of refs almost get hit by pucks, and they are out there, they are on the ice, they are in the middle of the play, and sometimes, this kind of stuff does happen. It's never intentional, but this one of those times that it's, an unfortunate timing thing for this game.
You think about refs in sports, they're probably, other than the umpire maybe in baseball, taking a few foul balls. It's one of the tougher jobs to do. Thankfully, the official does get back up and seems to be all right.
I don't know, Dylan, have you ever seen an umpire get
Oh yeah,
baseball? That has to hurt too.
Oh yeah, and probably not not always in the greatest places.
No.
Bork will take the draw for Brophy. Not only do referees have a tough job calling the game, but they're also put at risk. Frakes over the line for Brophy, looking to center it for Bork, who is coming to the back door. Taken away by Anderson, one of the assistant captains for this Horizon team. Here comes Anderson for Horizon, watched closely by Milstein. Brophy takes it away. Frakes will start it up for the Broncos. Frakes and Flynn starting the 2-on-2 rush. Frakes, shot saved by Moe, and it went past him. Flynn gets right on the rebound, throws it toward the net high and wide. Burr will take it at the blue line. Down low for Bryant. Goes all the way across to Frakes. Power play almost over for Brophy. Out of the box comes Gross. He'll head to the bench as Horizon makes another save. In Moen with the glove stop. It's a big body in Roy Moen, and it's going to be tough to get any pucks past him.
Yeah, that one that was kind of sent across the crease off Moen got through him. It looked like ended up bouncing the blue paint. Unfortunately, Brophy didn't have a forechecker going back towards the net that would have been able to put it right back in the net. But so far, close game. Both goaltenders standing on their heads, respectively.
Armstrong, the freshman, keeps it at the blue, now turns it over. Here comes Horizon. It's Wong over the line. Couldn't get it past Burr without taking a pin. Now Maffeo picks up the loose puck. Maffeo backhand try, save by Milstein. Another try, it went off the side of the net. First real text for Max Milstein, and he passes against Maffeo. Now back behind his own net is Halley. To Maffeo, who will circle. All the way back up to the top. Karcher's shot got blocked down off of McDonald. His bench salutes him for that block. McDonald has Leach in front of him, gets to him off his stick. Here comes Halley back the other way for Horizon, has Maffeo with him. Halley to Maffeo, it went back behind him. Bryant turned it over. A lot of loose pucks, not a lot of tape-to-tape passes so far here in the first. Karcher will go back in his own end. Horizon looking to set it up. You want a good first period, and both of these teams with very good goaltenders. We said it in the last game with Campo and Pinnacle, but it just says one more time how tough it is to score in Division I against these top goalies, and they're here for a reason.
Yeah, obviously it's kind of one of those things where this is the game that we're really going to see it take effect. Roy Moen done it, went in a senior. At the other end, Milstein not a senior. So Not going to say that, Moen's going to play harder than Milstein, but it's definitely going to be a palpable level change between the two. And in organizations like Pinnacle, who we saw last game, both of their goaltenders are seniors, so they have to start over next year with new goaltenders. It's going to be interesting to see how they factor in new ones as the years continue to pass.
Barnes for Horizon will take the draw. 6 minutes into the first, still no score. It gets past Gross. Trying to get on it was Frakes. He does, and then right on the back end was Horizon's Whelan to come back and take away the 2-on-1. Flynn at his own red line. Chances for both sides so far. A little bit of a feeling out process. Frakes makes a nice move past Barnes. Trying to take it on the backhand and circle the zone, centering pass, trying to get back to Milstein. It was tipped out of the zone by Friedman. Flynn will puck it up in neutral. 8:15 on the clock in the first period, still scoreless. With only 5 shots on goal total, 3 for Brophy, 2 for Horizon. And this one's called offside. We already have 3 winners today. Flagstaff won, Basha won, and the game before us was Pinnacle taking down Campo. So 3 winners already in the play-in. This will be number 4. Who will be going to Mullet Arena, not this Tuesday or Wednesday, but next Tuesday or Wednesday for the quarterfinals and potentially even more. Gruntler passed one. He puts it wide to the far side. Gruntler led this team in assists and points this year. 8 assists, 17 points for Michael Gruntler. One of the seniors on this Horizon team. They take it all the way back with Bell. Bell for Gruntler. Stick handles through neutral. Lost the puck. Hoffman stepped up. You're going to see Spencer Milstein a lot on that back end. You're going to see Blake Burr as well. He played on that D2 championship team 2 years ago. That was as a freshman. DiBiase lost it to the Huskies. They look to get it to neutral. Leach lays a hit. A lot of neutral zone play so far. And a lot of strong defensive play at that. Here comes Bell from his own end. Striding into the neutral zone in the forward zone, and he makes a save as Milstein. The rebound shot went wide.
Good shot, loud pillow save there from Milstein.
Jamison Bell taking it from his own end. Here comes Hoffman. Hoffman into the zone. On the backhand, Hoffman cutting toward the net, got taken off his stick. A good poke check by Milstein. Kept in by Gruntler, shot blocker saved by Milstein, up into the air, glove down by Burr behind the net. Burr goes to McDonald. Trying to exit the zone, and they do. They were looking for Leach. A Brophy team with just 5 seniors, 5 freshmen, 2 sophomores. They might have a lot of freshmen, and they're letting them play, and it's really working out for them. Here's another one. Jack Bork coming back on D to take it away. Harrison Armstrong out there. A very young team under first-year head coach Don Maloney. And they've really exceeded expectations. Like you said, James, last year they were 12th. This year they're 6th. Halley into the zone, looking to stick handle through. Lost the puck. Now Maffeo. Maffeo will circle Milstein. Got it back to the blue. Gross picks it up. His soft shot save. Rebound try and another save by Milstein. A bouncing puck got to Halley. I'm not sure if he got a stick on it, but he directed it toward the net, not with enough speed to get it past Milstein, who was going from his left to his right. Burr picks it out of midair. Burr shoots, saved by Moen. Rebound right in front and cleared out of the way by Karcher, who takes a big hit by Frakes. Maffeo dodges a check by Flynn and will carry it into the offensive zone. Maffeo's shot saved by Milstein, and he will cover. What Coach Don Maloney says about Milstein is that not only how great of a goalie he is, but how calming he is back for a very young team and a young defensive core at that. He calms everybody down, and his positioning is really, really good.
Yeah, there you get a really good look at it. It's a shot off the stick at Alexander Gross at the blue line, and Milstein did a really good job of kind of moving across the crease with the puck. He knew it was going to bounce a little bit when it got to him, and he's stacking the pads. We've heard a couple of thunderous pad saves tonight alone. He's doing a great job to help keep Brophy in this game at a time.
Bell chases this one back for Horizon. 5 minutes to go in period number 1, still scoreless. Both teams looking for their first playoff goal. Milstein trying to find his way through. Lays a hit as he got deep into the offensive zone. Horizon looking to catch him. Felipe knocks it ahead. Gets it right back. Takes a hit from Bryant. Anderson's going to have to wait in neutral for his teammate to touch up. Wheelan to the blue. Into the glove of Milstein, and he will cover. Talked about it with Matthew Gahan in the broadcast of the first game. Whistles for goaltenders are so important. It gives your team a chance to take a deep breath and a chance to give get your team fresh legs.
Yeah, this time they're going to whistle for a penalty, and it looks like skating to the box is going to be Wilson Bryant. Call's going to be for roughing, so not only is there a stoppage of play, but Horizon's going to get a power play out of this, an offensive zone draw. This is a good time to see how this defensive core of Milstein and Burr react to this draw. Even Frakes has that really defensive game when he really needs to. He can be offensive. Obviously, he's a multi-way player, but they have basically 3 defensemen on the ice if you're Brophy.
Horizon sets up their power play the first time they've had the man advantage tonight. 8 power play goals on the season. Tied for second least in the Division 1. Campo was last. They scored a power play goal in their game against Pinnacle. Maffeo at the circle. Back at the top, Bell. His shot save, rebound try. Still loose in the slot and cleared out by Brophy. You see Milstein is good at making the first save. Horizon trying to get that second shot. Trying to get the rebound chance. Anderson at the top. Put it across to Maffeo. 40 seconds gone in the power play. In front, looking for Hoffman. Backdoor try, and it went wide. Gruntler was on the far side, and his shot went wide of the net. Bell is back for Horizon. Bork is offside as Frakes was still making his way out of the zone. 1:09 to go in the power play. Bryant in the box for Brophy.
Yeah, and you touched on it. Down to our right, Milstein makes that really good first save and then tracks the puck really well in the second save. Knows where it's going off of, knows where it's going when it bounces off of him, and he's able to pay attention to it. Horizon just can't seem to get that second opportunity back on Milstein and force him to make that second save that could lead to a third opportunity if it's done correctly.
Karcher over to Gruntler. For Horizon, Anderson all the way over to Maffeo. Maffeo takes it all the way around the net. 48 ticks to go in the power play. Turns it over to Flynn. Maffeo with a good job of coming back to stop Flynn on a potential breakaway. Horizon looking to set up the power play. They cannot. Flynn, what a job. A lot of pressure in the neutral zone. Him and Leach, the forward set on this PK unit. Burr lays his man out. Milstein goes for a change and brings on Armstrong. Another turnover. Here's Frakes. Shorthanded for another 20 seconds is Brophy. Gruntler to Anderson. Bork does a good job positioning himself, not allowing Anderson into the zone easily. Hoffman keeps it in. Armstrong backhands it out. Turnover to Bork. Got to wait once more. Offside not called. Goes back in front. Frakes in the circle, and he put it wide. Kept in by Lagutin. Frakes put it wide. That was a very close call from Brophy entering the zone as Frakes had to come back to touch up. Backhand pass, looking for Bryant. Bryant all alone, he scores! Frakes to Bryant, and Brophy scores first. 1-0 Broncos.
Well, I was going to take a second to talk about Flynn, but let's go to the goal first. Wilson Bryant, not only did he sit in the box this game, give Horizon an early power play there. Mac Frakes makes a great play, a backhanded pass in open ice. Bryant goes after it, gets on the horse, and just fires one past Moen that he could not stop. Gets Brophy out to an early lead.
They give Frakes the assist on the goal. Bryant, who in 19 games in the regular season only had 2 goals, gets the first playoff marker for Brophy. He takes the lead 1-0. Armstrong also gets an assist. So the freshman gets on the board as well on the score sheet. As soon as Horizon's power play was over, Brophy takes advantage. They score to take the lead with Wilson Bryant. 1-0 Broncos. Horizon looking to get right back. Wong over the line. Pressured by Bork. Flynn forced it out. A high flip into the open corner for Horizon. Both teams with a power play so far, both of them unsuccessful. The PK is doing their job, and Brophy's PK gave them a lot of momentum to score their first goal. Here comes Flynn. He shoots it, put off the crossbar. Oh, Cooper Flynn really came back to get hold of that one, and he did. He found iron right on top of Moen. Let's see a replay.
Wow, he absolutely pulls that puck as far back as he possibly can, gets it through the neutral zone over the center ice circle, and just absolutely unloads a puck that was high and off the crossbar. Speaking of Flynn, let's take a second here to talk about him. That penalty kill for Brophy, towards the very end, Flynn started to start that rush back into the offensive zone for them. He understood that he had to start it that way as soon as Bryant came out of the box, and that's a huge part of why Bryant was able to score, is because Flynn was pushing the play back into their offensive zone as they were getting back to even strength. Great leadership by Flynn. That's why he wears the C on his chest.
Offside the call here is the captain, Spencer Barnes. Talk about C on his chest. Here comes the captain, Barnes. And Barnes has an interesting story. He had to return early, or he did return early from a torn ACL. He tore it at the end of last season. Came back 2 months early into this season and has played really well for Horizon this year. Barnes in 14 games, 13 points. Gross tried to throw it toward the net, was blocked down by Lagutin, and I flipped all the way out. Bell will have to go chase it. Bryant right on his heels. Gross for Horizon, gets it out. And both top seeds we've seen today, Pinnacle 5, Brophy 6, they've scored first. It wasn't as easy for Pinnacle as you might think. A 1-goal game with Campo winning 4-3. Campo almost came back at the end. He gave Pinnacle a run for their money. Here comes Frakes. His shot goes high. Armstrong tries to keep it in. He does. Flynn stops on a dime. Waits. Shoots. He scores! Cooper Flynn over the glove in the back of the net.
Cooper Flynn does it again. A break into the zone and fires a wrister at Moen that he just cannot get a glove on. A lot of speed on that shot, similar to the one that ricocheted high off the crossbar, and Moen down in the butterfly throws the glove at it, and Flynn had the right angle on it, the right placement in the back of the net. It's 2-0 Brophy.
Flynn gets the goal. Frakes with the second, with another assist, his second of the night already. Frakes in front. Flynn in the circle. His shot goes wide, and Moen got a piece as well. 22 seconds to go in the first. Brophy up 2-0.
Cooper Flynn keeps giving us something to talk about. In our conversations this week with head coach Don Maloney, he said he's got a fun-going demeanor, but when it's time to be captain, it's serious. He understands that this game goes both ways. Obviously, hockey's a fun game, but when you wear that C on your chest, he said he plays physical and plays the right way.
Here's Flynn again. 12 seconds to go in the period. Puts it across. Armstrong, who got the assist on the first goal, gets it right back with 4. Horizon clears it out. Back is Burr, and that takes us to the end of the first period. Brophy with 2, and 1 by Flynn with just 33 seconds to go in the first. To start was Wilson Bryant, and then Cooper Flynn. 2-0 Broncos after 1. James, a little bit surprising because the first 7-8 minutes, Horizon really controlled play.
Yeah, and then it just kind of took over. Again, that Wilson Bryant power play we thought might be a turning point for Horizon to really jump out the gate and start going. But, I mean, I got to give it to him. Cooper Flynn fires an absolute rocket off the crossbar. That might be one of the highest pucks we've seen ricochet off the crossbar of the season. But besides the point, he starts again that offensive push back into their own offensive zone as Bryant's getting ready to come out of the box. Really helps lead that charge that gets Brophy on the board to take that first goal. And ultimately, Flynn then adds his own to it, a second on the night. Again, head coach Don Maloney can't get enough of Cooper Flynn. He's talking about him. Again, that fun-going demeanor, understands that when it's captain, it's serious. He says he leads by example, and he represents Brophy well. That is probably one of the highest compliments you can receive from your own head coaches, that you wear the C on your chest the way that anyone at Brophy should. That's got to be high praise in the ears of Cooper Flynn to know that his coach thinks that highly of him and has that amount of trust in him.
You're talking about representing Brophy well, and make sure, of course, we got to do our promos. Buy your tickets to the AHSHA Championship game. QR code, AHSHA.org, the whole thing on Ticketmaster.
Only $15 each for the championship game. Not a bad seat in the house.
That's exactly right. Flynn over the line. Frakes' shot was blocked down. We mentioned players who really represent Brophy well. You can't get much better than going from Finn Forrester, 4 years at Brophy. I actually want to give him a shout out, playing over at Alabama for the ACHA team. Played an outdoor game yesterday. Really cool for them against Georgia. So Alabama, Georgia, not only a rivalry in football, but now also hockey down in Tuscaloosa. But he represented Brophy so well for 4 years, and now Cooper Flynn with the C on his chest doing exactly the same thing. Anderson gets it out for Horizon. Hoffman for Horizon into the zone, turns around, shot, he hit the post. Hoffman hits the post on the far side, the blocker side of Milstein. We've heard 2 times the rubber hit the iron so far tonight, 1 for each side.
That one also another wicked one. The puck rings off the iron very loudly, and a lot of really fast shots going at the net tonight.
Karcher for the Huskies, picks it up. Leach trying to find Bryant. Horizon breaks out the other way. Here's Maffeo. Maffeo on the backhand, will turn on a dime. Now goes inside on Bryant, lost the puck, got it right back. Takes a big hit from Bryant. Brophy just gets it past the blue. We're going to say this was played by a high stick, and it was. Horizon has been in this situation too much before, and I say that because it seems like every year in the playoffs, Horizon has a very down-to-the-wire, close playoff game. Last year was against Pinnacle, a 4-4 game in the quarterfinals, taking Pinnacle to the brink. It was 4-4 after 3 periods, after overtime, and Pinnacle won in a shootout. In those quarters last year, Pinnacle moved on to the semis and lost to Desert Vista. 2 years ago, Horizon played in probably the best hockey game I've ever seen. That was against Notre Dame in a absolutely thrilling 5-4 final, Notre Dame winning in overtime. Long for Horizon, puts it in front, still loose, and it got blocked away from Halley.
Dylan, isn't it all crazy to look back and realize that 2 years ago you were here for the championship game, last year you were at Mullet, this
Well,
year
2 years ago was at Oceanside.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. And then, of course, this year, all the playoffs at Mullet. It's kind of crazy to see the game, how it grew. Obviously, you talked about it with Finn Forrester. Not only is he playing collegiate hockey, he's playing club collegiate hockey at a school in the Southeast. Not really an ideal hockey market in terms of the growth of the game, but it's crazy to see how many opportunities these kids can get once they graduate high school. And we say it might be the last chance they play hockey, but it really is true. They have a lot to do after this, and club hockey is always a good outlet, too.
You had a lot of club hockey connections. Of course, John Allen, the program director now for Brophy. His son plays for the TCU college team, along with Connor White, who was on Notre Dame last year, along with Greg Wilmering, who was on Brophy last year. Wilmering and Forrester were the dynamic duo for these Broncos last year, with Jack Giles and Jack Nolan, and a lot of the Brophy talent that won them the D2 championship 2 years ago, and last year really gave DV a fight in that playing round. They were the 12 seed and gave the eventual champions, Desert Vista, a real run for their money in that game. Bork wins the draw, Frakes his shot, glove down, rebound try, and another save in the back of the net. It is Flynn, number 2. Brophy up 3-0. The initial shot by Bork, and Flynn cleans up the trash in the blue crease. Brophy extends their lead to 3.
Captain Cooper with the putback on a loose puck in the crease. He understands you just got to get it back in the net. Great positioning by him to be on that far side of the net, understanding that Frank's original shot may not have went, and he sends it right back into the net to extend the lead to 3.
They give the assist to Jack Bork. These freshmen are really turning on for Brophy. Here's Milstein shot pad save by Moen, and he'll hold. Armstrong with the assist on the first goal. Bork gets an assist now on the third goal. And Brophy up 3-0. First time today we've seen, here at Scottsdale at least, a 3-goal lead for either team. Frakes gets it down low to Bork, who got it right back after a fortuitous bounce off the official. This Flynn, Bork, and Frakes line, the top line for Brophy. It's up there with the top line in D1. A lot of talent. Notre Dame, Desert Vista, you mentioned Centennial, everybody. Brophy's top line can compete with anybody. Hoffman for Horizon. He hit the post earlier. Horizon had a very good start. They couldn't get one past Milstein. Brophy's gotten 3 since. Here's Milstein to the net, and the save by Moen. He made his way through 3 or 4 Huskies on the way as the defenseman cut all the way in and just ran out of room.
Yeah, Spencer Milstein gets in over the blue line and just decides he's going to take it to the net himself. Cuts around 2, like you said, 3 defensemen, stick handles, loses the puck for just a second, gets out of that battle and has an opportunity to put it past Moen. Unfortunately, Moen was right where he needed to be to stop that chance.
Off the draw, McDonald stepped up and kept it in the zone. Down for Leach, another freshman. Putting it around the world is Maffeo. Halley ahead to Wong. Couldn't get past Burr. Long for Halley. In front, Maffeo. His pass goes through the crease. Armstrong gets it out. Icing waved off as Bell is back for Horizon. 4 minutes gone in period number 2. Burr knocks it forward. McDonald picks it up, takes a big hit in the process. Leach's shot, glove saved by Moen.
Moen throws the glove at a puck that was center cut right for the chest and stops it from hitting him there. A hit avoidance at the blue line after the puck gets turned over, and Leach fires it right at Moen.
Maffeo wins the draw for Horizon. Now Wong over the line. So Maffeo, who shoots, it went off the crossbar. 3 times as the iron been hit tonight, now 2 times by Horizon in a matter of 3 or 4 minutes. First it was Hoffman, now it's Maffeo, as Max Milstein thinks the iron next to him.
Another fireball wrister off the top of the net, really. The ricochets out of play, and I mean, again, it's all about the flick of the wrist. These shots are absolutely fast and furious.
We get our first penalty, or our 3rd penalty of the day, our first of the 2nd period. It's going to be a cross check, and it's going to go against Maffeo. He took his man down in the corner. First penalty of the 2nd, Maffeo to the box for a cross check, and Brophy to the power play for the 2nd time tonight. So they'll send out Flynn, Frakes, Bork, Burr, and Milstein. A 3-forward, 2D set for the Broncos. Gruntler, Bell, Hoffman, and Anderson, the 4-man PK for the Huskies. Milstein turned it over. Looking to break in front was Gruntler, but a great job by Milstein to just position himself to not allow Gruntler past him for a potential breakaway.
Yeah, Milstein puts his body between Gruntler and the puck and just prevents Gruntler from getting there with that big body, and Milstein blocking him out.
Frakes couldn't get it forward. Burr had his stick out in the area. Horizon's PK going to work. Good work by Michael Gruntler, forcing Brophy back in their own end. Here comes Frakes over the line. Frakes from a sharp angle, he put it wide. Milstein will get there at the blue. He leaves it for Lagutin. Lagutin to Frakes, who walks in, turns a corner, shoots, it got blocked down. He gets it back, 55 seconds gone in the power play. Bork from Milstein, all the way across to Frakes, caught up in his skates. Now Frakes turns and shoots off the post. Rebound for Bork, he couldn't get the angle. Still loose in the slot. Horizon just barely gets it to the blue, but not out. Frakes at the blue, his shot saved by Moen with the glove. Another time, another post, our 4th post, and not even half the game gone.
Man, what a wicked series of events there. That power play from Brophy is absolutely potent. Unfortunately, Mac Frakes is wide open on the red circle on the left side, and he just can't get a good hand on it to send it past Moen. Eventually, once it does get to the net, it rings off the iron and squanders a chance for a goal on that one.
Horizon gets a clear that they needed. 35 seconds to go in the penalty against Maffeo. Halley applies the pressure on the forecheck. Bryant Across, Musa's shot, saved by Moen, rebound try, and his defenseman Karcher got there first. Samuel, side of the net, still loose, and a chance by McDonald went into the pad of Moen. Leach again will have to chase. The captain Barnes gets on it. Short-handed Barnes all the way in. Barnes shoots, saved by Milstein. Maffeo comes out of the box. Spencer Barnes tried to go 5-hole on Max Milstein, who closes the legs.
Another prime example of absolutely just a beautiful goalie clinic by Max Milstein. Barnes comes in, head of steam, beats out 2 defenders, and Milstein doesn't bite on the original shot. Barnes didn't even fake a shot, it didn't look like, and he stays with it the entire way. Notices Barnes is going to drag it across him and tries to get a shot off there, but Milstein was where he needed to be.
York turns it over. Here's Flynn looking for number 3. Flynn shoots, save. Rebound try for Bork, still loose, and Moen covers, and then they rule it a goal. Who gets credit is the question. Moen made the first save, but couldn't keep it out. We'll see who's first in line. For now, it's Flynn. It could be the hat trick. It's just a matter of who touched it last.
Ben, we love you. This goal angle, that camera behind the net catches it. Moen loses track of the puck. It starts to trickle towards the net. It looks like it might be kicked back towards Moen by his own player, and unfortunately, Moen's not able to trap it with the pad as he snaps it into the post and into the back of the net for that 4th goal for Brophy.
Flynn gets credit for it. Number 3, the hat trick for Cooper Flynn. The senior gets his 3rd, Brophy's 4th here in the 2nd. It also seemed like Moen's stick, which he lost on the play, had an impact. Might have went off his own stick and in the back of the net. Anderson takes a hit from Armstrong. Here comes Maffeo. Just took the penalty. Back in front. Couldn't find his man in Hoffman. Here's Flynn right back on the ice. Flynn has Frakes. Tried to get it to him. Maffeo with a great back check to stop that opportunity. He takes a hit from Frakes, turns it over to Bryant. Past the halfway mark of the 2nd. Kept in, shot taken, saved by Moen on the shot from Armstrong. How impressive have the freshmen been for Brophy, James?
I was actually going to start talking about Flynn again, but either way, young talent on your roster, guys you can count on all the way up and down your forward lines. There's 3 of them for a reason, and to have younger guys down towards the middle or bottom levels that you can rely on to be top performers for you is always important. What I was going to say about Flynn is he's kind of got that bigger body that McCaughey has with Centennial, but he just uses his size to his advantage and is so potent with the way that he does to create opportunities for his team.
Karcher lays out his man after the play. We're going to get a penalty as one of the officials have their hand up. Most likely will go against Karcher, and it will. He's headed to the box. So Kenneth Karcher, the junior, heads to the box. Cross-check was the call. It was after the whistle. It was a clear penalty as he knocked his man down in front.
Yeah, Moen makes a good save, and our camera cut out from it for just a moment, but Moen makes a save, and Karcher didn't like that. He got snowed a little bit and ended up pushing down a Brophy player, and he got called right in front of the ref for cross-checking.
3rd time to the power play for Brophy. 4 goals on the night. However, none of them on the power play. Trying to check that box off. Bork with under 7 minutes to go in the 2nd. Will hold it. He gives it up to Bell. Bell for Horizon, looking to start something up shorthanded. Blocker saved by Milstein. Here comes Bork, the freshman for Brophy. Over the line with Frakes. He gets it to him. Bell and Frakes come together in the corner. You have 3 Huskies standing in the slot, guarding any centering pass that might come. Truly playing that box-like structure. Frakes. Down for Burr. At the top, Bork. Across for Milstein. Try to get it back to Bork. Bryant comes off the bench and keeps it in, but that's too many men. Or they're going to call it offside. That's the question. Bork was coming out of the box, or going to the bench. Bryant was coming out off the bench.
I think the refs are having a discussion about it. Looked like the official with the orange blew it dead, but the linesman kind of told him that he was on. We'll see what comes of it. Dylan, one of the things I want to talk about, you mentioned that box-like structure that Horizon's playing down here to right in front of Moen in the middle of the slot, preventing any chances. That's a respect thing, if anything, really showing that they understand that Brophy's potent from all areas of the ice, and the slot is one you don't really want to give them.
Yeah, they're going to call too many men. So that was the call. Bryant is going to go to the box for it. He came off the bench and touched the puck. That was the key. He can come off the bench. However, Bork was not all the way off into the bench. He touches the puck, draws the too many men penalty, and now we're going to play 4-on-4 as that power play for Brophy that was already 59 seconds in.
And unfortunately, that's not totally on Bryant. We're not going to point fingers at anybody, but Bryant was just trying to keep the puck in the zone on a backhanded pass that was a no-looker. Didn't know that Bork had gone for a change at that time, and Bryant thought he was on the ice. He could play the puck, just needed to wait another half second.
So 4-on-4 we play, and then Horizon will have about a minute of power play time. A chance for them to get back into it. Hoffman shoots, the blocker save by Milstein. He had him one-on-one. Milstein comes up big once more. 10 saves so far for the Brophy netminder. Another shot in front, and maybe his easiest save, a pad stop. Make that number 11. 30 seconds more of 4-on-4, 5:40 to go in period number 2. Brophy up 4. Bork for Frakes, he tips it in. Icing waved off as Hoffman comes back for Horizon. They'll go off the boards, kept in by the Broncos. Milstein all the way across for Frakes, still loose, and we have a penalty. Interference is the call. The question is who? Are they going to take Frakes, or are they going to take the Horizon player? They're going to take Frakes.
I thought it would have been Maffeo, but Frakes just lays a hit on a guy in the middle of the slot, knocks him down to the ice, so Mac will sit 2 for interference. Again, right in front of the refs, just one of those calls that you can't really be taking. Don Maloney talked about it this week. He said they want to play more controlled and more disciplined, not take as many penalties. That's one that we can talk about is kind of ill-advised in that moment in time, and obviously Frakes was just trying to get to the net, battling with Maffeo after he laid the hit on the Horizon player.
4-on-3 is the power play for Horizon, as we got 2 Broncos, Bryant and Frakes in the box, and 1 Husky in Karcher. Maffeo will set it up, has Anderson with him, gets it to him. Anderson down to Gruntler. In front is Hoffman. Now it'll be a 5-on-3 as Karcher is going to head to the bench and get another man on. 5-on-3 for Horizon. Anderson in the circle. His shot went high. Kept in by Bell. Flynn, Burr, and Milstein, the 3 as it goes wide. Burr will pick it up, and he'll clear it down and out. Man. 38 more seconds to go with a 5-on-3.
What a clear, standing behind his own net, just fires a puck down the ice. No Horizon bodies in the way to slow it down or stop it, and a good way to kill time off the penalty clock.
Gruntler all the way across. Hoffman, now Anderson. Down low for Maffeo. 5-on-3, back in front. What a stop by Milstein. It was Anderson at the bottom of the circle, and he makes it look easy.
A good break in there. Obviously a great setup too, and Anderson risks one on Milstein. Again, Milstein's body positioning tight up against the post, comes out as Anderson circles out from behind the net, and Anderson was mad that Milstein made a save on that. I think we're a little baffled as to how he did it as well.
Another stop, rebound try, and he got that one too! Oh, Max Milstein going from his left to his right to stop Gruntler in front.
Is there anything this guy can't do? Again, that original shot on goes off the pillows to a wide open body in front of the net. Looks like it was Gruntler, and Milstein cuts across to make a save on Gruntler, stopping him from scoring on an easy chance.
Still 5-on-3 for 10 more seconds before Bryant's out of the box. It'll be 5-on-4. Anderson shoots, it goes wide. Bell will go at the blue and keep it in. Bryant comes out of the box, so we're down to 5-on-4. Bell all the way across for Anderson. Has Maffeo, couldn't get to him. Bell waits, shoots, saved by Milstein, and he gets his own rebound and covers. A big body, a great goaltender, and he's really making part of it now.
Bell fires a great puck on net, a big body, and Hoffman battling in front of the net, and Milstein makes it save. It looked like there might have been a little traffic. He did have to cut to his left behind where Hoffman was standing, but still, nonetheless, does it cleanly and makes a great save to keep Brophy 4 up in this game.
Gruntler with a little bit of frustration as he gets to the bench, as anybody would have, facing such great goaltending of Brophy. Karcher down to Wong, a power play for Horizon, 25 more seconds. all the way across. The shot taken didn't reach Milstein. Got blocked in front. McDonald will put it into the netting and get the whistle. It went off a Horizon player in front. That looks like Barnes, the captain, and he is, as he slowly gets up to a knee. But it took some friendly fire.
Yeah, Barnes positioned right in front of the net, and that shot by Bell. That was not the camera angle on it. It looked like it might have just caught him below the belt. Hopefully he's all right. We both know that one can hurt a lot, Dylan.
Definitely not the place you want to get it, and it's dangerous standing in front. You talk about getting guys who can tip pucks, who can shield the goaltender. There's more to it than just standing there.
Yep. It's your whole body on the line.
Maffeo will circle and put it down low. Armstrong gives it right back to him at the half wall. 9 more seconds of the power play until Frakes comes out of the box. Maffeo all the way across for Wong. Frakes comes out of the box. Down low, centering pass. Couldn't get the shot away, and then back door. It was Gross who couldn't finish the job. McDonald gives it up. Halley. Watch closely, centering pass, loose in the crease. Body's going everywhere off the side of the net. Now Horizon takes it at the top. Couldn't control. York will take it back to neutral. And in the period of a long change, Brophy gets a change they really need. Here comes Flynn once more. Flynn shoots, it went off the helmet of Moen, up and out of play.
Over the netting and out of play, not even caught in the netting. Moen using his head, I guess, Dylan, is the term we're going to use for that one, is Flynn not only gets to the net, not only gets a shot off, but he cuts through 3 Horizon defenders all around him after he got on the ice at the right time.
Flynn was looking for number 4. 2:50 to go in the second, and you have to give a lot of praise to this Brophy PK. They not only killed a 5-on-3 and then killed a little bit more of a 5-on-4 as well. We're back to even strength now. Horizon still off the scoreboard. You got to mention their PK, but really their best penalty killer was their goaltender. Max Milstein, so far, so good. 15 for 15. Hoffman tried to cut in. Got it right back after Samuel. Then he took a spill. DiBiase putting some physicality into it. Horizon still with it. Hamilton. Here's Anderson. Laid into the boards by Milstein. Maffeo knocked down. Side of the net, Anderson looking to cut in front, couldn't get the shot through. Leach can't get it out, Lagutin will. A good clear from Brophy. A lot of momentum in the way of Horizon, especially offensively.
And Dylan, you hit the proverbial nail on the head. Brophy trying to do anything they can to grab a change, and Horizon's doing a good job of keeping the puck in the zone as Samuel's offside on that one, but just the period of long change really coming into effect for the decor that we keep talking about in Brophy. They can't get more bodies on the ice to make changes, and they're starting to get a couple of tired skaters down in their own defensive zone. Could be costly as the game continues to move on this last minute 45 of the frame.
Frakes in the corner, centering pass, and Bork put it wide. Here's Flynn. In his own end, taken away by Bell. He will turn with it behind his own end. 90 seconds to go in period number 2. Turned it over. Bork got a stick into his hand. Grundler almost turned it over. Flynn shoots, didn't get all of it. Rebound try, still loose at the side of the net. Flynn will take it behind. Flynn tried the other side, turned it over. It goes past Burr, icing waved off. Knocked ahead, Grundler picks it up, he drags, he shoots, it got blocked down. Frakes gets it out. Bell looking to control, Bryant coming out to take it away. Picked up by Hawley, laid out by Armstrong. Burr for Brophy. Gets it down, icing waved off. Frakes got to the puck first, but good job by Gross for angling him off of it. Armstrong keeps it in for Whelan. 30 seconds to go in the second. A 2-goal first, a 2-goal second. Frakes almost made it a 3-goal second. Armstrong toward the net, went wide. Bryant takes the puck away from Long. Bryant back door, run off a skate. Here comes Horizon with 10. Anderson over the line, looking for 1. Gets it to Gruntler, 5 in the corner. With 3, side of the net, sharp angle try, and Milstein makes it look too easy. He took it off his helmet, I believe, and it went right into his glove.
I believe it went off that jaw protector in the helmet. The bottom part of it was just a sharp angle shot from the red line in. Yeah, it did hit his helmet, Dylan. He had to move his head out of the way after it hit him in a reaction to it, but right place, right time. Both goaltenders making saves with their head this frame.
Milstein makes it look too easy, and in that aspect, Horizon with the right thinking. Only 0.5 seconds to go in the second. They'll just drop the puck here. But the right thinking as they got it toward the net, but wide. And that takes us to the end of the second. 4-0. Brophy in front. At times you see, you bank it off a goalie's back, their shoulder, their head, whatever, and it bounced into the net. So far, perfect for Max Milstein. 17 shots on net, 17 saves for the Brophy netminder. End of 2, 4-0. Brophy in front, and they're 15 minutes away from going to Mullet Arena in just about 9 days.
Yeah, this has been one of those games, Dylan, that we talked about yesterday with Notre Dame Prep and Desert Vista. The scoreboard really does not tell the score. It really doesn't tell the story of the game for what it's worth. Obviously, it's a 4-0 lead for Brophy, but there hasn't been an all-out domination for Brophy. You mentioned it, 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second. Ultimately, Horizon's starting that stretch back late in the second there. Starting to play that really good zone pressure on the play that just keep the puck inside the blue line in their offensive zone. Brophy's going to have a hard time using bodies on the ice and getting those changes that they need, but up to this point, now they've got the third period coming up, and you have a short change period to decide. If you spend a lot of time in your offensive zone, Brophy's going to be able to change those bodies in and out. So you have to manage the entire 200 feet of ice here as you move into the final moments. Trying to get a couple on the board if you can. Tying it at 4 would be awesome.
Horizon needs 4. Brophy looking to finish this one off. A Horizon team that went 4-13-3 in the regular season. Brophy went 7-9-4. And they're looking to move on to face some of the top 4 teams. We mentioned them, the top 4 teams that aren't playing today. They're already locked in, playing on that Tuesday or Wednesday, not this week or next, but next week. You know, in order, Centennial, Mountain Ridge, Notre Dame, and Desert Vista. We're going to join the 7 teams that have already made it. This will be the last team to make it and secure their spot. They're 15 minutes away from doing that.
And you've seen the absolute excitement in this game, fans. When that QR code's on your screen at home, make sure you scan it, get your tickets via Ticketmaster for the state title game. That on February 4th, if I believe, is the correct date for that. It's going to be fun to watch.
It's that Sunday, 5 p.m. February 4th is the correct date.
Is that Super Bowl Sunday?
That is not Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday is the 11th this year.
Okay.
The NFL just pushing it forward and forward. You know, 18 weeks, soon enough there's going to be 20 weeks of football. I'm just glad I'm not playing.
Yeah, that's fair.
30 seconds into the third period. Brophy with 4, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. On just 19 shots so far. You have divisional round yesterday and today. Conference championships next Sunday. And then the Super Bowl 2 weeks past that, which will be the 11th.
You're skipping all the fun festivities, the Pro Bowl games.
Oh,
for that
yeah.
weekend, Dylan.
I'll tell you this, our championship will be 100 times the more entertaining than the NFL. What do they do, a flag football game now?
Do you think we can buy out that time slot from the NFL? How much do you think we can?
It would be more entertaining than what they put on.
Oh, for sure.
I'll tell you that.
It would also show the world what Arizona hockey is really all about, which I think is kind of bigger for me than just beating out the NFL, showing how strong Arizona hockey is and how fast-paced and really fun and physical it is.
You're going to have some of the fastest, some of the most talented, most skillful players, not only here tonight, but as we get further and further over at Mullet Arena for the playoffs that begin not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
January 31st.
January 30th and 31st, or 31st and the February 1st. On that midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Quick 5 days of hockey for us, Dylan.
That's right. Thursday is the semis, and then championship at Sunday afternoon in Tempe. Anderson takes a hit to Bryant, whose shot was saved by Moen with the glove. And if this score holds, every one of the higher seeds from today will have won. 5-seed Pinnacle, 6-seed Brophy, 7-seed Basha Perry, and then 8-seed Flagstaff. And you know, those teams move on to play the top 4 seeds. And make sure for all scheduling, for all matchups, et cetera, to look at AHSHA.org or go AHSHA_hockey on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever social media you may have. X. We call it X now.
Instabooks, Facegrams, anywhere you get your social media news.
Well, now it's not Twitter, it's X.
Right, yep, correct.
Next thing you know, it's going to be Y.
Hey. It's all fun and games till you get to Z, Dill.
Clear down. Icing not called. 2.5 in to the third period. And it was so interesting. Horizon had such a really good start in that first period. First 7-8 minutes. They had some grade A opportunities on Max Milstein, who kept his team not only in the game, but kept Horizon off the scoreboard. And then Brophy got going at the end of that first period with goals by Wilson Bryant and Cooper Flynn, and then Flynn 2 more in that second frame to put us where we are right now at 4-0.
Dylan, sometimes I think about the banter we have when I watch these back, and I imagine, you know, those 2 Muppets that sit up in the, what is it, the suite, the club seats, and the 2 older Muppets. I can't think of their names right now, but I see you and I in those positions. That'd be really funny if we could do that. That might just be me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I've Ben, you know what I'm talking about, the 2 older, Ben is agreeing with me off to the side. You can't hear it, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Hopefully our audience doesn't.
I think they do. It's kind of, I can't believe you don't.
Here's Wong, backhand try, soft one in on Milstein, who saw it the whole way and just sticks it to the corner. Back at the top, Karcher will walk in. His shot was deflected to the corner.
Horizon now starting to get a lot of really good offensive zone time. Pucks towards the net. They're making Max Milstein make saves, making him move across, but the back check from Brophy is just super powerful still. They're laying the body in all the right areas and pinning him up against the boards to keep him out of the slot.
Gruntler makes a nice move, takes a hit from Spencer Milstein. Puck in front for Wong, and Milstein will put his glove over it and get the cover. Not only do you have so much skill and talent in these teams that are moving on, but also a lot of great goaltenders.
Yeah.
And the old saying is defense and goaltending takes you further in the playoffs. It wins you hockey games in big spots. You have really a lot of top goalies moving on.
We kind of talked about it yesterday when we were drawing comparisons. You know, Matthew Gahan and Caden Wright at Notre Dame Prep, Austin Shartle and Ben Thomas at Pinnacle. Now you have Curry Wilga and Max Milstein at Brophy. Again, this game not final, but still a lot of really great goaltending, really all the way up and down AHSHA. A lot of really great talent in all 12 teams that we've seen this season. So it'll be really fun to watch the best of the best, if you will, go at it in those final games at Mullet.
You're right, it's not only just one. There's a lot of good duos. Desert Vista with Bankel and Dylan Hansen, a sophomore who's now undefeated, and he's played a really good third period last night against Notre Dame coming in relief. Frakes his shot, goes wide of the short side. DV will have a decision to make for their playoff game between Bankel and Hansen. A good problem to have when you have 2 great goaltenders. Flynn at the side of the net, he scores! Cooper Flynn, number 4, somehow slid it through Moen. Brophy, 5-0.
Cooper Flynn's 4th of the night, Brophy's 5th, and just a great placement on that puck. He's got his big body in between the net and the red line in the board. Sorry, picks up a loose puck and is just able to tuck it over the top of Moen where a save is unable to be made.
10:36 to go in the third. They're now going to run the clock because it's a 5-goal deficit for Horizon. So the clock continues on even through stoppages and et cetera, et cetera. Flynn now getting a little bit of extra from Bell. He's taking offense with his 4 goals. Bell looking to cut in. Taken away by Bork. And Bell gets it deeper.
And Dylan, again, really, this game, the scoreboard doesn't tell the full story. Your shots on goal pretty much even, +2 for Brophy on that accord, but a lot of really physical play. Again, Horizon started to pick up their zone time here in the third period, and unfortunately, Cooper Flynn is on the ice, and he's just been absolutely what Brophy needed. Again, wearing the C on his chest, understanding the assignment to just keep pushing and keep being great, and he did just that.
Frakes in front for McDonald, still loose, back to Armstrong at the blue. His shot in the glove of Moen, and he'll cover.
Now, I think, honestly, if you're Roy Moen up to this point, you don't hang your head on this game alone. Let's take a minute, look back at his season 4.73 goals against average with an 8.872 save percentage. He's been good this year for Horizon, someone they've been able to count on in between the pipes. Obviously, their backup, Spencer Liebig, 6.60 goals against average, 0.85 save percentage. But still, Rory Moyne's been someone that they've turned to in moments that they need a good win, and he's been pretty sturdy between the pipes just tonight, bested by Brophy's push to the net.
Horizon has not had really an issue this year when it comes to scoring goals. It's been their defense, where at times it can get a little lackluster, and as Bryant goes down and his glove comes off his hand, the physical play definitely picking up. Freeman tried to get it across. Horizon, the team that has given up the most goals this year, over 100 in those 20 games, and now 5 more tonight. Defense and goaltending will be an emphasis in the offseason for the Huskies. Their offense has been right there at the middle of the pack and really good. A lot of good talent and a lot of good seniors as well. Bryant over the line. His shot went high, looking for Leach. On the back end, the goal has come off its moorings, and how many times did that happen to us last night in that left goal?
A lot. The left side, we saw it a lot as Friedman gets around Frakes, who's trying to battle for the puck, and Wilson Bryant goes down on a hit by Alexander Gross. He just kind of knocked the glove off him as Wilson fell to the ice.
Brophy takes the draw in their offensive zone.
Great grab there again by our producer Ben to get that replay up for us. Wonderful timing, and he was able to nab it, so we saw exactly what happened as Bryant was hauled down.
No one better. No one better. Couldn't do it without him.
Hey, I take offense to that. When he's not here, I would say I'm pretty good too.
That's true.
I'm no Ben.
Yeah. Penalty against Brophy here. It's a trip. It's against Spencer Milstein, who's going to go to the box. Remember, that clock is still running. 7:20 now on the clock. Milstein to the box for tripping for 2 minutes. Horizon power play that has had chances tonight. Over 3 chances. We've had 8 power play goals on the year. And they need at least one. They need one here in the worst way.
It'd be a great momentum grabber heading into the offseason. And he talked about it. They're going to want to focus on goaltending and defense as they continue to move forward in Division I. But to get one here, kind of turn a little bit of momentum your way and just get a morale booster for your locker room would be nice.
Anderson for Horizon, looking back door from Maffeo. Turned it over. Here comes Bork for Brophy as Frakes with him. Gets it to Frakes. Shorthanded goes Brophy. Frakes' shot went off the stick of Bell and out of play.
That's kind of been the story of this game for Horizon, those really good zone chances, and unfortunately it's passing that's kind of costing them. Tape-to-tape passes have not been at a premium for Horizon, and they're taking away a lot of really good opportunities to put pucks in the net.
Brophy was looking to connect shorthanded, and they force an offensive zone draw. 1:05 to go and counting in the penalty against Spencer Milstein. 6 minutes on the clock. Anderson looking for Hoffman as he'll circle and enter the zone. Sets it up with Gruntler. Bell over to Maffeo in the circle, walks in, looking back, door shot, gets blocked. Great block by Blake Burr. Took away the backdoor pass and laid a hit in the process. 35 seconds to go in the man advantage. Maffeo to Bell.
And Burr positioned right where he needs to be. Understands that Gruntler's right there, so anything off Milstein's pads in that far corner is probably going to end up on the stick of Gruntler, who's standing at just about the right face-off circle, almost directly on it now. He's got himself between the net and Gruntler to stop anything from getting to Gruntler's stick.
Kept in by Horizon, 10 seconds to go in the power play. Bell to Maffeo, who walks in, drags, shoots, it went wide. Gruntler now, Milstein coming out of the box, back to even strength. Maffeo all the way across. Gruntler to the net, save. Rebound from Maffeo, and he couldn't put it home. Another try for Hoffman, and another save by Milstein. Off the side of the net goes Horizon. Spencer Milstein couldn't get it out. Bell toward the net once more, given right back. Icing waved off as Frakes is going to get there. And they're going to call icing. Wow. They call icing because it reached the goal line. It's not the same rules as NHL, college, etc. as the first man to the puck. But because it reached the goal line before Frakes touched it, just before he touched it, they call icing with 4:20 to go.
Man, Frakes was doing all he could to try and get there too, Dylan. He took off from the blue line like there was no tomorrow. It looked like he'd been fired out of a gun in that rate. Unfortunately, just couldn't beat the icing out of the puck with a little bit too much speed on it for Mac Frakes to catch up to.
4 minutes to go, back to even strength.
And again, another thing I kind of want to touch on with Horizon, they've had a lot of really good offensive zone time this period alone. When we talked about the tape-to-tape passing, a lot of that's the credit of Brophy. They're taking away that slot area. They're blocking passing lanes, forcing Horizon to have to move skaters around the zone to try to find a way to get it across the guys. And fortunately, when you're moving one body, the other body might not know you're supposed to move, and it really does affect your passing. So it's a multifaceted, multi-level thing when it comes to Horizon's passing, and Brophy playing great defense in front of their goaltender Milstein.
Barnes lays a hit to DiBiase. Armstrong back behind his own net. 3:15 on the clock. Brophy would be the team to complete the higher seeds, winning all the play-in games, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In order, Pinnacle, Brophy, AHSHA, Perry, and Flag face the top 4 seeds and Mullet.
Talk about a statement win for AHSHA Perry, 8-2 over Chaparral tonight. Just, again, another one of those games that a lot of really good offense can be good for you, and AHSHA Perry's goaltending was fantastic tonight as well.
That's right, Austin Gerhardt, their goaltender, and a great coach in Aaron Burden for the Bearcats that went all the way to the semifinals last year. Had a 2-goal lead with about 3 minutes to go against Notre Dame Prep, a very sneaky team. Their regular season doesn't tell the whole story, and they'll give whoever they match up with a run for their money and even then some. Flynn gets it deep. Musa looking for Gilchrist. Picked off. Flynn already with 4, was looking for 5. Karcher back for Horizon. Back behind the net is Musa. 2:05 to go in the third.
And that Chaparral AHSHA Perry game, again, one you can't really let tell the story for Chaparral's goaltending. Trey Mosharafa was fantastic this year. We saw a lot of him. Tonight's starter was Henry Stratton. He appeared in 11 games with 3.24 goals against average with a .886 save percentage. So, again, great goaltending, but some of these offenses just kind of get going and they're hard to catch up to. That was the case for AHSHA Perry, striking early and often, as we were keeping an eye on that score during the last game.
1:35 on the clock. Brophy looking to just finish this one off.
This kind of one of those moments where you realize there's no knee in hockey that'll, kill the play but keep the clock rolling. So if you're...
Here comes Hoffman for Horizon. One last chance. Hoffman in. Shoots. Save by Milstein. Got in front of it once more. A good hard shot by Hoffman. Turned aside by the Brophy netminder.
I was going to say, if you're Horizon, you have to take advantage of that and turn it into an opportunity for you to get some morale in your locker room before the season ends.
Anderson takes a big hit from Flynn. Here's Anthony Musa. Going to battle with Burr. Brophy will not only move on, they'll also get Connor Rassis back for the quarterfinals. One of their assistant captains and a big part of their decor.
Huge, in fact, I'm willing to say. I think, again, it's a big body player who can turn into an offensive mastermind when he really needs to. It's the finesse in Connor Rassis' game, and that in addition to a decor that we've seen tonight that's been really honestly spectacular, it'll be a great add-on to their first game at Mullet Arena, no matter who it's against.
And for that and every answer, of course, make sure to go to the website, go on social media, the whole thing. Mullen's going to keep this one in play with 10 seconds to go. The freshman Lagutin over to the junior Burr. And Brophy finishes it off. A 5-0 shutout win for Max Milstein. His second shutout of the year. Milstein gets it officially. A 25-save shutout for the netminder, the junior goalie for Brophy. One of the best in the state, one of the best in the league. No doubt about that. Cooper Flynn gets 4 goals tonight. The captain showing up when necessary. Wilson Bryant had the first goal of the game. So Brophy will shake hands with Horizon. Their season comes to an end. Nothing to be ashamed of for the Huskies. They got turned aside by, put them right up there, 1 and 2 in terms of goaltenders in this league.
Yep, 100%. It was a battle of the 1 and 2 in the league this year. Milstein and Moen both fantastic, respectively, for both of their squads. The defensive cores were fantastic all year. The offense was great. So just kind of one of those things where Brophy came out. They started off a little bit faster than Horizon did, and ultimately it showed on the scoreboard when you look at, the 5-0 win. And it's one of those things Horizon can't hang their head on. They have a lot of seniors graduating this year, and you got to look down to your D2 and D3 programs. Their season's still not over. Playoffs up for them soon, and kind of one of those things where it's going to be fun to watch how they continue to develop in the upcoming years.
One last time, let's mention those Horizon seniors. Yehuda Friedman, Spencer Barnes, Alex Felipe, Ian Anderson, Jacob Avidia, Michael Gruntler, Nick Maffeo, Roy Moen, Alexander York, Michael Sen, and Finn Halley. The 10 seniors for Horizon this year. Final score, 5-0. Brophy wins this one. They move on to Mullet Arena. Let's list out our 8 teams left. Make sure for any matchup, go to the website, go to social media, but we'll list our 8 teams left. Of course, the top 4, Centennial, Mountain Ridge, Notre Dame Prep, and Desert Vista. And then the 4 winners today were Pinnacle, Brophy, Basha Perry, and Flagstaff. Those are the 8 teams to go. We'll see you at Mullet Arena in just about 10 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, that 31st of January and the 1st of February at the Big House for the best games. Dylan Pescator, James Mackey, our man Ben Smith as always, doing the producing, doing all the technology. We say goodnight here from the Ice Den.